just gonna be cooking stuff and trying to empower myself and other ladies out there and gentlemen. It doesn't matter who and what you are. I'm just trying to save money because I'm trying to get myself out of a situation that I wasn't planning on being in, as we usually are. And so yeah, I'm just kind of making simple things because I think it's important to cook. I think it's important for members of different family units, whichever way you have it set up, to spend time making food, appreciating where it came from, appreciating the effort that went into growing the food, paying for the food, harvesting and stuff like that, going to the store, cooking it. Because I feel like people don't spend enough time in their kitchens anymore, and it's all out of, being on the run all day, having to work, having to take care of kids, etc. So, plus everyone's on a budget, and right now it's like crazy expensive. Everything is outrageous. Eggs, butter. I paid $10 for butter today. It was organic butter, but still, like butter, like 4 sticks of butter. Are you kidding me? $10. It's pissing me clean off. But anyway, so normally I don't meal prep. Like, I don't like the 25 containers of the same situation going, so that you have stuff. And I don't think it stays really fresh. I don't find it tasty, and I think it gets boring. So what I generally do is I'll make like either a ground beef, pork, and veal mix, like the meatloaf mix, and I have it prepped right here actually. So I cook that up first. I brown onions, half an onion to 1 onion, depending on the size, depending on how much onion you like. Cut up really nice and small. 1 carrot and some parsley, like a good bunch of parsley with the stalk. And you chop that up real nice, and you cook it with the ground meat. Whichever, some people don't eat pork, other people don't eat meat. It's really whatever you use, either as meat or as a substitute. It could be ground chicken, ground turkey, whatever it is that you want. But I like the it's called the meatloaf mix, but I don't make meatloaf. And so I cook that up, and then I set some off to the side because I put it in like pitas with fresh vegetables. I could put it in like a sandwich even. I can put it in a salad. Like, you can literally put it into anything and get creative. And it's not always going to be fancy. I mean, it's just ground meat, right? But you're adding vegetables, you're adding vitamins, and you're cooking it yourself, which you're cooking it and then you could use it for like 2-3 days in different little combinations, and that kind of keeps your meals interesting. You could have it, with your breakfast or whatever. And today, I'm just going to make it with pasta. So, turn like one, forward. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Like I said, 1 carrot, half an onion or a full onion, and some parsley. You brown it up. I cook it in butter. I prefer to cook like meats and stuff in butter. You could do you. Except for I would not cook in olive oil, because olive oil will not be doing good at high temperatures. So this is brown. Then I have pasta boiling here, and it's basically done. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put you right over here. And I'm pretty G'd up when I pour the pasta water out. I leave some pasta water in here, so I don't use a strainer. I know people are gonna yell at me, whatever. You could use whatever pasta you want, as long as it's pretty hearty. Okay, and then I would leave maybe like a half a cup of pasta water in there, and then I'm just gonna dump it into here. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit. So what's in the pasta water is the starches from the pasta, which kind of make everything a little creamy. At this point, sometimes I like pasta with fresh tomatoes. So this would be the point in time where you could add fresh tomatoes, herbs. If you have big tomatoes, you could cut them in half, and it's easier to take the skin off like that, and then just put the pulp of the tomato into the sauce. It will add it to the sauce. So for those that like making like red sauce, I'm not a big red sauce type of girl because that's just not my thing. Stuff I make is closer to like a white bolognese. Garlic also, maybe like 4 cloves of garlic goes in when you're making the sauce, and then you just let it cook up a little bit. You could also chop up some fresh herbs. That's towards the end. They get like bright green. Like I said, either some fresh tomatoes, like cut in half or quarters, or like the pulp of a big tomato that could add to the sauce. So like generally I'll set some off to the side before I add any of the tomatoes so that I could use it in different meals. Because tomato, I don't like it with everything. But when I am making the pasta, it's good. And at this point, you're getting a good amount of veggies in there, some pasta. You can use gluten-free or whatever, depending on your diet, and, your protein, your meat. And this, lasts in the fridge for a few days, just the pasta, plus the meat separately, you could do all sorts of things with. So I really enjoy this simple meal. The ground meat cost me, I don't know, I think like $7 for, a container that lasts a couple days. Pasta, it really depends on the type of pasta that you're buying. You could buy very cheap pasta, depending on your budget, or you could get fancy with it. You could use fresh pasta. It's up to you, and veggies. So nothing is cheap these days, but in terms of like cooking your meal, I think it's pretty good. I also do the same thing with like I buy a chuck or a pork shoulder and I cook that down all the way, and I don't always turn it into a stew because I want to use it in different things. Like one day I could pull some of the pork and make tacos. You could make a pulled pork sandwich. You could make freaking lettuce wraps. Like you could do so much with just one chunk of meat that's going to last you a few days. If you don't want to, and then you could set some off to, in another pot, and then add your potatoes and then have a stew as well. But as we're getting, into the warmer weather, hopefully finally, then, the stews are kind of, it's a bit hot for that. Anyway, I hope that you are doing good. You can always comment and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you just want to chat, because I'm happy to talk. I am very, I try to be mellow, but let's be realistic. When there's like little people involved, by little people I mean children, it's very difficult to be sane, and it's very difficult to keep your shit together. To keep your stuff together, and you just want the best for them. You try to keep them healthy. You try to do everything the right way, but sometimes you lose it, So I try to keep myself together with simple meals. It's good to like zen out and mellow out, take a few minutes to cook something, because I feel like for women especially, it's grounding and it's calming, the whole process. And sometimes it's too much to get into a full, 3-course meal. It's too much to make fancy. It's too much to do something. But this is so much better than going to a fast food restaurant, or even going to a restaurant in general, because just restaurants are just mad expensive, And, you go to celebrate, you go to really enjoy yourself, or on a date or whatever. Like, restaurants are beautiful and wonderful experiences, but I feel like not a lot of children watch their families or their parent or parents cook at this point. You know, everything is kind of pre-made, very fast, and our life in general has become way too fast. You know, people can't sit still anymore. It's very hard for me to even calm my own mind down, because you're always on the phone, you're scrolling at a red light, at a freaking, you know, you're sitting down to eat, you got the phone. Take a moment, at least while you're prepping your food, to just be zen, just be in the moment of creating something, because it's all energy. What you're doing, you're putting energy and love into a meal that you're putting into your body, into the bodies of the people that you care about, so they can heal their soul, they can heal their body, they can be healthy, they can, you know, stay sane in this crazy world. And this is for men too, right? So for women, like for us, it's very difficult to keep running around in a circle. We're all like little Cinderellas, no slippers, no balls, no prints, no nothing, just like holding shit down. Some of us have a partner, some of us don't have a partner, some of us have the wrong partner. So if you're a man watching this, I really want you to think about the other person. You know, how did you show up today? How did you show up? Did you help your woman or your significant other? Did you bring her coffee? Did you bring her a tea? Did you ask her how her day was? Did you maybe rub her feet? You know, or brush her hair? You know how therapeutic it is to sit with somebody and brush their hair? And to have your hair brushed and a nice little neck massage. Like, that shit could make your whole day go right. And you don't have to spend any money aside if you have a hairbrush, you know, in hands. Like, please, take some time. Instead of scrolling and looking on at all sorts of broads with the fat fake asses and the big old biddies doing all sorts of weird shit, making money off of your attention, please take some time and really put effort into what you have. Put effort into the person that takes care of you, the person that makes sure that you're healthy, the person that does your laundry, the person that, you know, really pays attention to you, knows when you're down, knows when to, you know, when you need to smile, knows when you need a break, watches you while you sleep. You know how beautiful it is to have somebody who watches you sleep, who prays over you? Like, you can't find that in the fake biddies and the fake titties. You ain't gonna find that. So if you have that in your home, get off the fucking talk and IG and OnlyFans and all that shit. It ain't worth it. Trust me, it is not worth it. I do my dancing, but again, my dancing is for me. People be thinking that it's for y'all, but it's not. It's for me. It's for me, and it's for women. Because I was put in a place where I felt like shit about myself. I did not feel beautiful. I did not feel sexy. I did not feel anything. So I started dancing and recording myself because I want to see me. I want to see me look as good as I can, you know. And then there's like people who are like, oh, at your age you shouldn't be doing this or this is that. No, fuck you. I'm sorry, but fuck you. I do whatever I want at any age. First of all, I'm not that old at all. And there's women, I am happy to see women in their 80s, 90s, whatever age they can, busting their little butt and dancing, whatever kind of dancing they like. It's called enjoying life. It's called living a little bit, okay? We're not all doing it for y'all, for your little ding-dongs. Trust me, we're not. We're doing it for us. So my page is as much more for women than it is for men, although the majority of the people who watch my shit are men. But really it's for women. Because I want y'all to be doing the same thing. Especially if you have people in your life that try to put you down. And this could be men, your family, your children, your friends, anybody. Anybody who puts you down and makes you feel bad about yourself, makes you feel worthless, makes you feel anything, please, just set that shit off to the side and be free. Be yourself. Be yourself. Do what you love, whatever that may be. Okay, bye.